sparring. So free sparring is a non-contact drill we do in class. It starts at testing, it starts at the orange belt level. And there's always some growing pains with free sparring because unlike form and one steps, it is not a set pattern for me to teach. There's a lot more freedom involved in free sparring. So it actually takes longer for students to correct things and get better at it sometimes. Okay, so here's my tips on free sparring. Number one, focus on defense over offense, okay? So you can back up just a little bit. It's the back body. So if Annabelle were to throw like 6 kicks in a, or let's say 5 kicks in a row. So go ahead. Okay. So after all those kicks, most students would see that and go, oh, she's doing way better than Sabnim right now on the free sparring score, right? But the truth is, at testing, we grade the defense just as much as offense. So if you do nothing but attacks, and you never show off your blocking or countering or movement for when you're being attacked, then you're losing a part of your score. So we want to see on defense, the tips is very simple. Keep your hands up. Whenever there's an attack coming, make sure you're moving so there's plenty of distance for it not to hit you. And here or there, you may want to try to counter right afterwards, which I didn't show yet, but a counter is basically this. If she does 2 kicks and I time my kick right after it, so let's say she does a front kick and a round kick. And a counter is just right after it. I know the round kick's being pulled back, so I have time to throw my kick in there. So that's a counter, it's just right after it. Okay, tip number 2 would be keeping your eyes on your partner. At the lower ranking levels, so many times we see students putting their eyes in the wrong place. For one, sometimes we just see them looking away. They're doing a round kick and they're looking this way, which of course is really bad. Or they are looking at their partner, but they're looking down at their feet, which is not a good place to look. It's too confusing. Your brain's not going to be able to see what's coming by looking at the feet. Because a front kick and a round kick, when the foot comes up, looks exactly the same. So where should you look? Okay, so in fighting stance, if we're sparring each other, we have 3 areas that I recommend looking at. And if you talk to different instructors, they all recommend a different spot, but usually it's always one of 3. Myself, I like to look at shoulders usually. Shoulders, to me, tell me what's about to happen. So in slow motion, if she was throwing a round kick, it looks like this. The shoulders move first. Basically any kick, the shoulders are going to move first. Okay. 2 other places that are fine to look at, the hips as well. Anywhere around the belt will also tend to pivot before any type of kicks or punches. And the other one is the eyes. Eyes are a little tricky because if we're looking at each other in the eyes, and if I look down to her stomach while I'm kicking, she may be thinking, he's going to kick to my stomach, I'm going to block down there. But at the higher level of black belt, especially at the tournaments I've been to, we use the eyes to our advantage. So I will purposely look down here and then kick to the head. So she would have to react a little bit quicker because she would realize that my eyes are lying to her. So that's just kind of a warning. If you're higher ranking, be very careful about looking at the eyes. Focus more on shoulders or hips. Okay, last tip, my 3rd tip for free sparring would be combinations. Instead of just doing 1 kick, have 2 kicks that go together and have a good 2 or 3 combinations that are ready to go. Very popular one, side kick spin side or round kick spin side. You notice a common theme there is at the lower rankings, I like students to become really good at spin side kick. So let's throw a couple combinations that are recommended. So one is side kick spin side. Go ahead. Okay, and I'll come back with another one, round kick spin side. Okay, and a few other kicks go together well. Front kick, round kick go together. Okay. Another one that goes well is a front kick, then maybe a bicycle front kick. So front kick and then a bicycle front kick. If you are close and you want to punch to the body, have a kick coming after it. So let's say if I'm this close, I will maybe punch, hop back, round kick. Okay. And that's a whole other thing about distancing as well. Free sparring is non-contact, so we wouldn't be hitting each other. Some accidental contact will happen sometimes. Let's say if she's in fighting stance, if she gets caught flat-footed and I round kick, and she blocks my round kick with her arm, sometimes combinations can be hard to pull off once you've been blocked hard. If that happens, I usually would just say hop back and then continue your combination. So if you do get blocked and it kind of messes your combination up, hop back and then try to continue. Okay, but yeah, those are my 3 tips for free sparring when you're first starting out. Focus on defense, keep your eyes on your opponents in the right areas, and pick up and learn and practice hundreds of times combinations that you're going to perform in your free sparring. All right, thank you.